state talk groups, which you guys have all these, and we'll go over what you have right now. You guys have quite a few. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it on one slide. So obviously you have your own dispatch, your own TAC channel, and the TAC channel can be used for anything. It doesn't have to be for something tactical. You just need a second channel wherever you are out. You can use it for that. Newton County All, Newton County Travel, I'm going to talk about those in a minute, but you've got several of Newton County channels. Jasco Medical, you've got, looks like at least three hospitals on there, which is great, and a lot of Joplins, fire departments, things like that, that's awesome. Like I said, most agencies have about half that for their shared talk groups. So it's great that all these agencies have allowed you to use their channels. A lot of times, especially with sheriff's offices, they don't want a lot of different agencies using their channels, so they don't allow permission. So like I said, this is really impressive that all these people trust you with their channels to be able to talk to them on it. The first two, Newton County All, Newton County Travel. What those are is if there's something major going on within Newton County, and there are several agencies responding. Could be more than one fire department, could be an ambulance, could be, although looks like you have a lot that you can talk to ambulances here too, but if they're coming from a little ways away, but they can all go to the Newton County All channel, and then you can talk back and forth. If they don't have your channel, you don't have theirs, you can go to Newton County All to talk to them. So for most counties, it's a big deal because most counties don't have this kind of interoperability with other agencies. So if it's like Berry County, for instance, if they had something and all these smaller agencies in Berry County are responding, they would go to Berry County All, and that way they could talk back and forth to each other. Newton County Travel. This is the only channel that is non-geographic dependent. So if you're traveling anywhere in the state, you can get on Newton County Travel and talk to them direct. So you can be in Hannibal, you can be in the Boot Heel. As long as you can hit a tower, which you should be able to, then you can call directly to Newton County. It's used for administrative purposes. Obviously, if you're out that far and you have an emergency, we'll go over what you do for that, but you wouldn't want to call Newton County for an emergency. But for administrative, yes. Also, if you are traveling, whether you think you're going to need it or not, I would contact Newton County before you left, and just to remind them to monitor that. They're supposed to monitor it 24/7. Sometimes it gets turned down, but just remind them. That way you always know that if you need to talk to them, you can. Example would be if you were due back at a certain time, you're going to be late, you might want to let them know, that type of thing. So when Homeland Security decided to divide Missouri into regions, if this looks familiar, it is. They decided to use the Highway Patrol troops since they were already divided. So sometimes I will talk about region, sometimes I'll say troop just from habit. So it's the same thing. So Troop D is the same as Region D. So the regional groups, you have Region A all the way through Region I. And you guys have all 9 regional groups in your radios. And I'll explain why here in a minute. But when we're talking for you guys, we're talking, it would be Region D. And so the first one under the regional groups, Region D, IO call. This is your go-to channel. If you're still within Region D or Troop D, and you have an emergency and you're outside your area where you're not able to contact your dispatch, you can get on Region D, IO call. If it's emergency, tell them who you are, where you are, what the emergency is, and someone will answer. And we'll go on who monitors it, but for sure the Highway Patrol monitors it. And from experience, that Region D IO call was always up on our console. It's also the channel that other agencies contact the Highway Patrol to report accidents, stranded motorists, things like that. So it's always up and running. So someone would always hear you if you get on there and call. Now, it can also be used for administrative purposes. So if you're traveling and you're wanting to get in contact with Stone County sheriffs, you could get on there, say who you are, and you're trying to contact Stone County Sheriff. They monitor it as well, so then they can talk back and forth. So it can be used for administrative purposes, but it's also your go-to for emergencies. If it is administrative purposes, and I'll stress this a little bit later too, but make sure that all your transmissions are short and concise. Again, there may be somebody, this is a shared frequency, so somebody may be wanting to get on, whether it's an agency trying to report an accident, it could be anything. So they just say, if you're on there, just short and concise transmissions. If it's for emergency, we want you to get all the information you can out. So we're not worried about the short concise. So the next four are Region D, IO 1, 2, 3, and 4. What these are for is if there is an emergency or disaster within Region D or Troop D, and you guys are responding, you would be asked to go to either Region D, IO 2, 3, or 4, and then you could talk with other agencies that are also responding, and then once on the scene, you can talk back and forth on that channel, staying off the main channels. Region D, IO 1, it used to be that you could use that as well, but they've kind of decided they wanted to leave that one open and use that for pursuits. So if it is a pursuit, other agencies, other officers that from different agencies can also monitor the pursuit, see what's going on, see if they can get in position. So they try and leave that one open, but the other three are what you would probably be assigned. The event channels, D event 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You guys have these channels, but they're not turned on. So if you guys are participating in some event within Region D, Christy at our office, she will turn those event channels on, and then you would be assigned one of those if you're participating. It could be like Ozark County Fair, or not Ozark County, Ozark Fair in Springfield. If you guys are there doing something, then that's what that event channel would be for. The next ones, you don't have the law channels or the SWAT channels. You do have the D Fire 1, 2, 3, and D EMS 1 and 2, and D Emergency Management. You have all those. Now those fire channels, well, you can use them anytime. So if you're out on a fire and you need an extra channel for something, more than, welcome to use those at any time. They're not monitored necessarily by other agencies, so if that's, you need to talk back and forth, that's what they're there for. So you can use them anytime. So why do you have all 9 groups? Well, if you're traveling, and let's say you're traveling and you get to Bates County, something like that up in Troop A, and you have an emergency, then you know that you need to go to Region A, IO call, to report that emergency. Or, again, if you're trying to get a hold of Bates County, you could go to Region A, IO call, and talk to a Bates County direct. So that's why you have all 9, so that if you're in another region, another troop, you can still use all these functions. Okay, the Missouri talk groups, the first one on there is Missouri IO call. Chances are you're probably never going to use this. If you get on this channel, everyone in the state will hear you that's monitoring that. So chances are there's nothing you really need that the whole state needs to hear, but there may be. Also, they use it for end of watch. Other times there may be some information that goes out where your dispatch centers would be monitoring. Not necessarily you, but the dispatch centers, in case there's some governor has some information to pass out or something like that.